What up, though? You know it's left. Getting ready for the Up and Smoke podcast. Of course. Stay tuned. I'm just getting prepared as I do. Oh so well. Oh so well. I'm be coming to y'all with some different stuff, man. My different perspective on a few things that's out there. I wrote a few things down. So shoot, you might be in here, maybe you not, and if you ain't in here, maybe you'll be in there next time. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna get these ready, and I'm gonna be right with you. Okay, thank you for tuning in to the Up and Smoke podcast. Of course, I'm LeftyLaSalle Esquire. Um, Today is January 20th, 2021, and I just want to get you out of my first installment of my podcast this year. Um, Monday was Martin Luther King's Day, and I appreciate the man for everything that he did, everything that he stood for, everything that he was trying to help see our world reach and become. I think he had a big influence on us seeing great gains, and I also feel, you know, it's a terrible thing that the man had to lose his life because of what he believed and who he was and what he was doing. Um, I know the world needs more people like him, um, and I'm just thankful for all that he did. I'm thankful for all that he believed in, and all that he was willing to die about. Okay, so I said that to say, currently we're in a situation where one of the best basketball players in the NBA, Kyrie Irving, is I guess you would call AWOL. Um, and for some time now, Kyrie's been a different character, and as we all are different people, and we all can go on tangents, and we all can believe in what we believe in. But I said that to say, imagine if our world stays segregated. And I mean, I know a lot of stuff would be racially divided, but I'm speaking specifically right now to the sports realm. Imagine if it was still the Negro leagues and basketball players that were black weren't allowed to be played with white players, and black football players weren't allowed to be played with white football players. Imagine if these leagues were still separated. Now, what you can say is it would have opened up more of an avenue for white players to play in their league and continue to play and dominate, and it would allow for a lot more black players to play in their leagues and have a chance to dominate. And I only say that because if you don't know the stereotype, for a long time, they didn't think black players were smart enough to be quarterbacks. And I'm sure the stereotype probably goes to all the way back to, in the beginning, maybe to your point guard, to your pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Any person who you put at the helm and control of the game. But I said, I'm just saying that to say, imagine if we didn't have Kyrie. Imagine if we didn't get that chance to appreciate what the man is. I don't know what's going on in the man's life, and I don't care to know, because I'm human too first. And I don't say that to say it. I say it to know, like, you get fed up. I done been fed up, and I'm sure you have too. It's right and wrong ways to handle all things, but what's on my plate is for me to eat, and what's on your plate, that's for you to eat. And I just say that, hopefully saying, hopefully shedding some light, from what I see and how I feel. I respect a man willing to stand on his own, a man willing to say no when others want to say yeah, And like, come on now, I'm not gonna even act crazy and try to pretend like I know what it's like to be in the NBA because I don't. Um, but I know it would be a lovely experience to the average Joe, to play a kid game and get paid for it. But that's all that we're talking about. We just talking about playing a game. We're not talking about handling the media, and the media is the media, and we're not talking about practicing because practice is practice. But to be great, you got to put the time in. To stay great, you got to put the time in, and I know a lot goes into that. I know you miss out on a lot when you are great and when you're a genius. You miss out on a lot because you're in love with what you do so much that you don't get to focus on other things. And it's one of them things when your eyes get open. You just hope for them to not be open at the worst time and when it's too late. But I just want to say I respect Kyrie, and a part of my Up and Smoke podcast, I'm going to show you that everything. Well, I'm going to show what I've noticed, that what goes around does come around, and I'm sure you've heard that. And for the most part, that's with players in the NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball. So speaking on Kyrie, I'm going to show you who I think he's most like, and I've written down some things in my notebook, and I'm going to shoot from there. Now, Kyrie can be compared to a few players with great handles, but right now, who I want to focus in on is Allen Iverson. Why Allen Iverson? Because I see him the most like Kyrie. Great handle, score first players. They can get the team involved, but their scores are hard. Allen Iverson ended his career with 24,368 points. Kyrie's a little over 12,000 points right now, but they're so comparable because of the athletes they were, the ability to score, and they both made a name. Their name just, it rings bells. It's a special thing both players have. Now, how else these two players compare? They both have lost interest in the game at some point in time in their career. Allen Iverson is famously known for the quote-unquote saying, practice. We talking about practice. Yeah, that Allen Iverson. And Kyrie, a quote that he's going to be known for forever is, I don't talk to you pawns. And it's just things like that that allow me to compare these players, that when I sit back at the game, it let me know what goes around comes around. Now, the thing is, Allen Iverson eventually wanted to come back to the league. A lot of people might say that was money issues, and Kyrie at this point, he's not facing that type of situation. He's comfortable. He's in a place where, if he missed some games, if he owe you some money, it's not a problem, and it's not hurting him. And I feel like today's player, this is where Allen Iverson and Kyrie differ. I feel like today's player and today's athlete is a little bit more smarter with their money, the way they manage and what they're doing with it. Now, I'm not saying they're not having good times and, enjoying life as they should, but I feel like these players, one, get paid a little bit more, and two, take care of the money a little bit better. Now, Kyrie and AI, they compare in another way as well. They both come from blue blood institutes. Kyrie, Duke, even though it was one shortened season, and AI, he spent his time at Georgetown making a name for himself and putting the Warriors on the map as well. Now, both players as well helped our country and represented our country in the Olympics. I think Kyrie won a gold, and AI, I don't think he won gold. I don't know if it was silver or bronze, but he didn't win a gold. players are fierce. Nobody really wants to be on the island with them boys. Both players can sit you down. Both players will sit you down. Um, Allen Iverson is definitely a Hall of Famer. Kyrie is on the brink of being a Hall of Famer. Now, he's won a championship with LeBron, and currently he's in position to win another one because they just acquired James Harden. Now, this is how I know it's not about basketball with Kyrie at this point. Because after a move like that, you would think he would want to show like, oh, this is how good we're going to be. This is how good we're going to look. But this time he doesn't care to show. He doesn't care to prove anything. He doesn't have nothing to prove right now. Now, Kyrie's best ability is to handle the ball. In this situation, I think he's dribbling the ball right off his toe. It's out of bounds. Like, no, I haven't been in the NBA, but I've been an athlete for majority of my life. I know that to stay with it is better off than picking it up and putting it down. Like, I know he knows, like I know, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. It's always somebody working. It's always somebody who wants your spot. It's always somebody who looking at you as motivation. And he knows this. But this what I don't think Kyrie comprehends. Injuries happen. You know. When you I'm gonna stop for a few months and then I'm gonna come back. You could lose a step. Yeah, you great now. But when you act like that, you give people a reason to not want to deal with you. Now, the other player I want to compare Kyrie to pull this thing full circle. Remember I was saying, what if we would have been able to have an all-black NBA, an all-black Major League, all-black NFL, with situations that are occurring right now, like Kyrie going AWOL, saying forget about the NBA be happening, but he feel the same if his owner was all black, if his owner understood his plight or where he was coming from. Or imagine Muhammad Abdul Rauf, aka Chris Jackson from LSU and Sacramento and Vancouver and Denver, and one of the best shooters the NBA ever seen. Now, I'm bringing him up because Kyrie, one of the best NBA dribblers, scorers, attractions right now in the day and age of technology and highlights. That's what matters. That's what people remember. I just want him to remember that a player that can shoot like Steph was kicked out because of his beliefs. Now, I'm not saying it's shut up and dribble. No, I would never say that. That's not how I feel. But I will say is know what you're doing and what you're doing it for. If you don't want to be in the NBA, don't be in the NBA. Attack life the same way you attack trying to get to the NBA. But if you do want to be in the NBA, come back and handle business, man. Don't let people waste your time and don't waste other people's time. And I'm only saying you can get quote unquote blackballed. People will find a way for healthy DNPs. But as long as they want you, I guess you got the upper hand. Just remember, when they don't want you, it's hard to get back, even though you can. Just wanted to relate that I see Allen Iverson and Kyrie and Muhammad Abdul Rauf all along the same lines. Great talents, all having strong opinions and all be in a position to where the league can say yes or no to you. Um, Eventually, Allen Iverson, he wanted more time in the NBA, but teams weren't trying to deal with him. And Chris Jackson, aka Muhammad Abdul Rauf, he wanted more time in the league. He deserved more time, but the league found a way not to deal with him. I'm just saying it's possible for the league to do that to Kyrie. I want him to understand that, and if he don't see it, I want him to see it. If he do see it, then I salute you and stand up on your own 10, and I respect you as a man. Hey, so with the Up and Smoke podcast, I'm gonna keep y'all in tune with how I do things and how I move. You know I be up in smoke, but what comes with up in smoke having a munchie? So I got a segment. I'm gonna call it the best way to eat it, and I'm gonna show you how whatever it is, something throughout the day that I did on my podcast. I'm gonna show you how I eat it, and hopefully it makes you feel better about eating something or want to eat it or try it or whatever. But yeah, I got a segment. The best way to eat it. As promised, we coming back with the Up and Smoke podcast. Um, I figure I gotta make it mine the way I like to do it. So I'm gonna just go with how I feel. So, what I want to show y'all is I don't know if I want to call it a ghetto eat or a better eat, but White Castles, the regular White Castle, get it with cheese. Get you a cheese fry. Take them cheese fries. Good and hot. You pile it on that sandwich. Indeed. Colors of ghetto. Better eats. Courtesy of the Up and Smoke podcast. Right like that. Yo, considering everything going on, I ain't gonna tell you my opinions, but I'ma just say this, and I'ma add this to the Up and Smoke podcast. If I was president, now I'm gonna have a lot of ideas, so I'm gonna just give y'all one per podcast. And hey, if you want more, we'll see how it goes. But hey, here's my first one. LeftyLaSalle, Esquire, your future president. If I'm president, the work week is Monday through Thursday. The school week is Monday through Thursday. You're welcome. If I was president. Okay, I appreciate you tuning in. And right now, I'm going to let you know what I think's going to happen coming up in the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship. So, 2020 and 2021 champion AFC and NFC Championship contain the teams the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Under the AFC squads, you got the Buffalo Bills and the who else? Buffalo Bills and damn, I forgot. Oh, and the Chiefs. How could I forget? But I'm gonna let you know who I think gonna win on both sides. I think the Packers coming out of the NFC. Why? Because Aaron Rodgers is on a crazy madman rampage. His squad is clicking, and if you know anything about sports, well, the NFL, you gotta have a good quarterback, and your team needs to be clicking. Next, the AFC. Ooh, that's hard. I gotta admit, that's tough. Cause I want to just jump out there and say Pat Mahomes in Kansas City, but something about Buffalo. It's something about Buffalo, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say Kansas City. Kansas City come out, and it's gonna be Green Bay and KC in the Super Bowl. I'll let you know who gonna win that in the next podcast. I felt like I had to say this. Now, the situation with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. If Patrick Mahomes ain't playing, oh, they go with the Bills. But if he is playing, if he's 80, 90 to 100%, go with the Chiefs. But if he ain't, he a scratch. You know what's up. Shout out to all my Capricorns and Aquariuses this month. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all stay dangerous out there. And remember where you came from. Left. I just want to thank you for watching the Up and Smoke podcast. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, whatever.